Is Hayden Christensen coming back for Star Wars Episode 9? With Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker less than 2 months out, it is not hyperbole to say that expectations are high for the 9th and final chapter in the Skywalker saga, and it has many wondering if it will stick the landing. And it's not just the sequel trilogy that this is riding on, but potentially the prequels as well.
Hello there.
Ever since director J.J. Abrams said that The Rise of Skywalker would tie together all of the trilogies, diehard fans have been wondering, could this mean that episodes 1 through 3 might finally get some big screen respect? If you've been living under a rock for the last 40 years of Star Wars, episodes 1 through 3 haven't always had the best reputation with OG Star Wars fans, especially right after their release.
He's embarrassing.
However, this hatred has cooled somewhat over the past few years, and the films have seen a resurgence with audiences embracing the films and their more campy moments, as well as having fun with prequel memes. And with the children who grew up with them as their Star Wars, plus additional content like the animated series, The Clone Wars, providing greater context, it's fair to say that some fans even like them more than the original trilogy.
I agree, bad idea.
And while the sequel trilogy has paid homage to the original trilogy many times, the prequels have, so far, been largely ignored other than a brief mention of a clone army or when Luke explains the fall of the Jedi and the rise of Darth Sidious. But Abrams' comments, as well as the appearance of a B-1 battle droid in the Rise of Skywalker's most recent trailer, has fans hyped that they may see more references to the prequels. And beyond Palpatine's return in the film, one of the best ways to pay homage to the past would be for the return of one Anakin Skywalker, aka Hayden Christensen.
This is where the fun begins.
And thanks to a few photos of the actor hitting social media this week, it appears fans might be getting what they want. So let's look at all the evidence to see if Hayden might be returning to the galaxy far, far away for Episode 9. On Tuesday, Christensen was snapped by Disney brand ambassador at Sasaki Time and later shared by Star Wars while taking a tour of Disneyland's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. He posed in front of the Millennium Falcon and was later snapped inside the cockpit. In a third photo, we see him gift a crafted blue lightsaber to a young fan, and while we have some reservations about letting Anakin near younglings, it's still a touching photo. Speaking of younglings, he's made hospital visits to young fans with fellow Star Wars alum Ian McDiarmid, who plays Sheev Palpatine and is set to return in Episode 9. Hayden also appeared at this year's Star Wars Celebration, where we learned the first information about the Rise of Skywalker, and he was set to appear at a Star Wars panel with McDiarmid at the Fan X convention, which Disney canceled at the last second, reportedly for fear of spoilers. And while this could have been fear of spoilers from McDiarmid, this also set fan speculation into overdrive. So basically, what does this all mean? Well, it seems that over the past couple of years, Hayden appears to be embracing the role that he's kind of stepped away from after fan backlash. But is all of this a pretext for him showing up in Episode 9? Let's run down the possibilities. First option, no. This means nothing about the films. This is just Hayden Christensen connecting with fans because the character is a part of him and his portrayal of Anakin Skywalker has made him a part of the greater Star Wars tapestry. Second option, confirmed for Episode 9. This is definitely set up on the part of Disney to get fans excited to see him again. And with all of the comments about Episode 9 bringing together all of the films, plus the subtle hints we are already seeing in the trailer, it wouldn't be a big stretch to see Anakin Skywalker return for the film. Most likely as a Force ghost alongside Luke Skywalker and maybe even Obi-Wan. Based on Kylo's obsession with Darth Vader, maybe Anakin is the one to turn him around. Third option, confirmed for the Obi-Wan spinoff. Yes, Disney wants fans to be hyped for Anakin, but not for Episode 9. With the announcement of an Obi-Wan Kenobi series for Disney+, Hayden could don some Jedi robes to film some flashbacks for that series when it goes into production. Fourth option, publicity stunt. This is all a bid to get people to buy the new Thrawn trilogy of novels from Timothy Zahn and visit Galaxy's Edge, since in the books, Anakin Skywalker travels to Batuu, the planet that houses the Black Spire outpost at Galaxy's Edge. We have to admit that this one might be a bit of a stretch. Honestly, if we had to make a bet based on all of these possibilities, we think the most likely option is that Anakin Skywalker will show up as a Force ghost in Episode 9. I mean, come on. The whole thing is being called the Skywalker Saga. His name is literally in the title. Of course, we'll just have to wait and see when Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker hits theaters on December 20th. But what do you folks think? Do you think Anakin Skywalker will be in Episode 9? Is it possible he could be in the Obi-Wan series instead? And what other Force ghosts could we see? Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, Kit Fisto? Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, why not give us a like and subscribe? If you want to get notified every time we go live with a show or drop a new video, feel free to mash that little bell so you can be up to date on all the latest series, news, and rumors in the pop culture world.